Hi everyone, I'm Sean. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I chat about the major transits this month, and then go into each sign. March 2025 is shaping up to be a wild ride, filled with eclipses, retrogrades, and powerful opportunities for growth and transformation. We're talking major shifts in energy that will have us questioning everything, reassessing our relationships, and feeling the urge to break free from old patterns. It's time to embrace the unknown and get ready for a thrilling adventure. Before we fully dive into March, let's talk about the Pisces new moon that occurred on February 27th. This dreamy, intuitive lunation set the stage for the first 2 weeks of March, bathing us in an ocean of imagination, romance, and let's be honest, maybe a bit of escapism. Think of it as that phase when you're daydreaming about quitting your job to become a poet in Paris, or finally taking that leap into meditation and self-care. Pisces energy reminds us to surrender, trust the flow, and let inspiration guide us. If you've been feeling extra in tune with your emotions or suddenly interested in art, music, or spiritual practices, you can thank this lunar influence. From the start of the month until April 15th, Venus, the planet of love, money, and beauty, is in retrograde in the fiery sign of Aries. Now, let's get one thing straight. Venus retrograde doesn't mean your love life is doomed, but it does mean we're all taking a good hard look at our relationships and personal values. Have you been rushing into love, charging ahead without thinking? Or perhaps you've been neglecting your own desires for the sake of someone else? This transit is like putting your love life in a cosmic pressure cooker. If something isn't working, you'll feel it. Exes might resurface, classic Venus retrograde move, but before you start texting them, ask yourself, is this nostalgia or have I actually grown? On the financial front, this is not the time for impulsive spending. That designer handbag or new car might look tempting, but Aries' impatient energy mixed with retrograde vibes can lead to regrettable purchases. Instead, review your money habits and rethink your long-term investments. So let's talk about the lunar eclipse this month. Eclipses are major cosmic wake-up calls, and on March 14th, the full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo is here to highlight the messy, disorganized parts of our lives. Virgo, the queen of structure and productivity, demands efficiency and order. Have you been procrastinating on that work project, eating too much junk food, ignoring your daily routine? This eclipse is about to put all of that under a giant cosmic microscope. Picture it like Marie Kondo walking into your life asking, does this spark joy? If not, it's time to declutter, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Relationships, work habits, health routines, everything gets an overhaul. This eclipse isn't about tearing things down dramatically, it's about improving what's already there. Maybe it's time to clean out your inbox, revamp your fitness routine, or finally commit to that daily planner you bought in January. As if Venus retrograde wasn't enough, Mercury, the planet of communication, technology, and travel, decides to join the party by going retrograde in Aries from March 15th to April 7th. And let's be honest, Aries and retrogrades aren't exactly best friends. Aries wants to go fast, and Mercury retrograde is like a cosmic traffic jam. Expect delays, miscommunications, and the classic, why did I send that text moment? This is not the time to launch big projects or sign major contracts, but it is the perfect time to review, rethink, and redo. Since Aries rules courage and independence, you might find yourself questioning, am I really going after what I want, or have I just been reacting impulsively? If you've been rushing into decisions without thinking, Mercury retrograde will slow you down, whether you like it or not. Be patient, double-check everything, and maybe hold off on that dramatic "I quit" email until Mercury is back on track. Aries solar eclipse, a fiery new beginning. March ends with a bang, literally. On March 29th, we have a powerful solar eclipse in the fiery sign of Aries. This celestial event marks the beginning of a new astrological year and packs a powerful punch of energy, urging us to embrace our independence, take risks, and step into our power. Imagine a phoenix rising from the ashes, bolder and more vibrant than ever before. That's the energy of this eclipse. It's time to shed your old skin and embrace the person you're meant to be. What have you always wanted to do but were too afraid to try? Now's the time to go for it. This eclipse is your cosmic push to start fresh, dream big, and create the life you've always desired. So let's look at each sign for March. Both eclipses and Mercury retrograde hit your first and seventh houses, which means it's time for some major self-reflection. The first house is all about you, your identity, confidence, and the way you present yourself to the world. The seventh house? That's relationships, partnerships, and how you interact with others. So, Aries, the universe is asking, are you putting yourself first, or have you been compromising too much? Imagine you've been in a relationship where you've been dimming your own light to make things work. The Virgo eclipse might bring an eye-opening moment where you suddenly realize, wait a minute, I deserve to shine too. And with Mercury retrograde in your sign, you may find yourself revisiting old habits, old arguments, or even reconnecting with past versions of yourself to reclaim your confidence. Use this time to check in with yourself. If you've been too focused on making others happy, start setting boundaries. If you've been too self-absorbed, it's time to be more considerate. Balance is the goal, Aries. March is a month of deep shifts. Embrace the changes and trust the process. Taurus, with the eclipses and Mercury retrograde lighting up your 6th and 12th houses, March is a month of deep self-reflection and practical restructuring. The 6th house rules daily routines, health, and work habits, while the 12th house deals with spirituality, subconscious patterns, and endings. The Virgo lunar eclipse on March 14th could bring a revelation about how your habits are affecting your well-being. Maybe it's time to finally commit to that morning workout or cut back on stress-inducing tasks. Meanwhile, the Aries solar eclipse on March 29th pushes you to release old baggage and embrace a more mindful way of living. Have you been juggling a hectic schedule, only to feel drained and uninspired? This month's cosmic shakeup encourages you to slow down, tune in, and clear out anything that's no longer serving you, whether it's an unhealthy habit or a toxic work dynamic. Mercury retrograde is perfect for re-evaluating your approach to self-care. Try journaling, meditation, or even a short retreat to recharge. Small changes now will lead to big breakthroughs later. March is a month of deep shifts. Embrace the changes and trust the process. Gemini, with the eclipses and Mercury retrograde shaking up your 5th and 11th houses, March is all about finding balance between personal passions and your wider social circle. The Virgo lunar eclipse on March 14th highlights your creative side. Maybe it's time to bring that artistic project to life or rethink a romantic relationship. Meanwhile, the Aries solar eclipse on March 29th brings major shifts in your friendships, community, and networking opportunities. Example: have you been juggling too many creative projects or social commitments? This month's energy could push you to prioritize what truly lights you up rather than saying yes to everything. Pro tip: Mercury retrograde could bring old friends or unfinished projects back into the picture. Take time to reassess before jumping in. This is about quality over quantity. March is a month of deep shifts. Embrace the changes and trust the process. Cancer, with the eclipses and Mercury retrograde activating your 4th and 10th houses, March is a month of balancing home life and career aspirations. The Virgo lunar eclipse on March 14th brings revelations around your emotional foundation, family dynamics, or living situation. Maybe it's time to reorganize your space, resolve a family issue, or establish better boundaries. Meanwhile, the Aries solar eclipse on March 29th shifts your focus toward professional ambitions, leadership, and how you present yourself to the world. Have you been feeling torn between home responsibilities and career goals? This cosmic shakeup might push you to redefine what work-life balance truly means for you. Maybe it's finally setting up a home office, negotiating a flexible schedule, or stepping into a leadership role without feeling guilty about leaving home matters behind. Mercury retrograde could bring old career opportunities back into play. If a past job offer or professional connection resurfaces, take time to review it carefully before making a decision. Reflection is key to making the right move. March is a month of deep shifts. Embrace the changes and trust the process. Leo, with the eclipses and Mercury retrograde activating your 3rd and 9th houses, March is all about learning, communication, and expanding your horizons. The Virgo lunar eclipse on March 14th could bring a realization about your daily mindset, communication style, or how you process information. Maybe it's time to refine your message, start a blog, or rethink how you engage with those around you. Meanwhile, the Aries solar eclipse on March 29th shifts your focus toward big picture goals. Whether it's travel, higher education, or publishing, This is your moment to step up and share your wisdom. Have you been feeling stuck in your daily routine, craving a new adventure or learning experience? This cosmic shake-up might push you to sign up for a new course, plan a trip, or finally put your ideas into action. Mercury retrograde could bring back old conversations, courses, or even travel plans. If something from the past resurfaces, take the time to reconsider it. You might see it in a whole new light. March is a month of deep shifts. Embrace the changes and trust the process. Virgo, with the eclipses and Mercury retrograde activating your 2nd and 8th houses, March is a month of financial and personal transformation. Both these houses are to do with money. The Virgo lunar eclipse on March 14th puts a spotlight on your self-worth, income, and material security. Have you been undervaluing yourself at work or struggling with financial discipline? This eclipse could be the wake-up call you need. Meanwhile, the Aries solar eclipse on March 29th stirs up major themes in your shared finances, investments, and intimate relationships. Time to set new boundaries and rethink financial collaborations. Have you been holding back from negotiating a salary increase or asking for financial support? This month's energy encourages you to step up and claim your worth. Mercury retrograde might bring unexpected financial delays or the return of old money matters. Double-check contracts, avoid impulsive purchases, and be mindful of financial agreements. March is a month of deep shifts. Embrace the changes and trust the process. Libra, with the eclipses and Mercury retrograde activating your 1st and 7th houses, March is a month of major personal and relationship shifts. The Virgo lunar eclipse on March 14th highlights hidden patterns in your close partnerships, revealing what's working and what isn't. Are you prioritizing yourself enough in relationships? Meanwhile, the Aries solar eclipse on March 29th shifts the focus onto you, your identity, confidence, and how you navigate the world. This is a chance to redefine who you are and what you truly want from partnerships. Have you been compromising too much for the sake of peace? This month's energy encourages you to stand firm in your truth while finding a healthy balance in relationships. Mercury retrograde may bring back old relationship dynamics or people from the past. Before jumping into anything, ask yourself, have I really changed, or am I just falling into old habits? March is a month of deep shifts. Embrace the changes and trust the process. Scorpio, with the eclipses and Mercury retrograde activating your 4th and 10th houses, March is a powerful month for balancing home and career. The Virgo lunar eclipse on March 14th puts a spotlight on your emotional foundations. Are you nurturing your personal life as much as your ambitions? Meanwhile, the Aries solar eclipse on March 29th brings a major shift in your professional path, urging you to take charge of your career trajectory. Have you been overworking and neglecting your home life, or vice versa? This month's energy pushes you to create a better balance between personal and professional priorities. Mercury retrograde may stir up career delays or home-related decisions. Take time to reassess before making major moves. Thoughtful planning will lead to long-term success. March is a month of deep shifts. Embrace the changes and trust the process. Sagittarius, with the eclipses and Mercury retrograde activating your 3rd and 9th houses, March is a month of learning, communication, and big-picture thinking. The Virgo lunar eclipse on March 14th highlights your daily mindset, short trips, and how you communicate. Perhaps it's time to refine your message or rethink your daily habits. Meanwhile, the Aries solar eclipse on March 29th pushes you toward adventure, travel, and higher learning. Where do you truly want to grow next? Have you been itching to enroll in a course, publish something, or take a bold step in your career? This month's energy encourages you to take that leap. Mercury retrograde may cause travel delays or bring back old learning opportunities. Double-check plans and be open to revisiting past studies or connections. Capricorn, with the eclipses and Mercury retrograde activating your 2nd and 8th houses, March is a month of financial transformation and deeper self-awareness. The Virgo lunar eclipse on March 14th shines a light on your personal resources, earnings, and sense of security. Have you been managing your finances wisely? Meanwhile, the Aries solar eclipse on March 29th pushes you to explore deeper financial partnerships, investments, and even emotional transformation. Have you been putting off reviewing your financial goals or investing in yourself? This month's energy encourages you to take those steps towards long-term stability and wealth. Mercury retrograde may bring financial delays or re-evaluation of old money matters. Take time to reassess budgets and financial commitments before making big moves. Aquarius, with the eclipses and Mercury retrograde activating your 11th and 5th houses, March is all about balancing your social life and personal passions. The Virgo lunar eclipse on March 14th could bring a realization about your friendships, community, and long-term goals. Maybe it's time to reassess who truly supports your vision. Meanwhile, the Aries solar eclipse on March 29th ignites your creativity and self-expression, urging you to pursue passions that bring you joy. Have you been spreading yourself too thin socially or neglecting your own creative needs? This month's energy encourages you to find that balance. Mercury retrograde might bring old friends or past creative projects back into the picture. Take time to reflect before diving back in. Pisces. With the eclipses and Mercury retrograde activating your 10th and 4th houses, March is all about balancing your public and private life. The Virgo lunar eclipse on March 14th brings big revelations about your career and professional path. Are you on the right trajectory? Meanwhile, the Aries solar eclipse on March 29th turns your focus inward, prompting deep personal reflection about your home, emotional foundation, and sense of security. Have you been pouring all your energy into work while neglecting your personal well-being? This month's energy pushes you to create a healthier balance between ambition and emotional nourishment. Mercury retrograde might bring back old career opportunities or unresolved family matters. Take time to reflect and refine before making major moves.